What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gray Rabbit Finance. I'm your host, Tyler, and today we will be updating the market analysis for all the major indices, and today's date is May 7th, 2023. Let's hop in. Okay guys, let's start with the S&P 500 on the monthly chart. So we can see that last month's monthly candle closed bullish, and price was just above the Kijun-sen here. But now this month we're starting to hit some resistance here at the Kijun-sen and the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement level, which is this dark pink level here. We also have an Ichimoku death cross, and we have the Chico span here just about to come below the candles, which is a bearish signal. Now let's take a look at the weekly chart for some more detail. Just zoom out real quick. Okay guys, so on the weekly chart, we're starting to meet resistance here at the top of the Kumo cloud, and we have a previous doji candle here, so this is kind of showing me that this impulse up is losing some steam here. But we do have 2 out of the 3 Senyoko Kyoten signals, which are the Ichimoku trend signals. So we have the gold cross, we have the Chico span above the candles, and we have a bullish Kumo cloud twist forming here. But that cloud is still too small to take it too serious right now. So we're going to need price to close outside of the Kumo in order to invalidate this idea, and that would have to be a close above this 4,325 level. So if price closes up here, then we're going to have to get back to the drawing board. And if price closes below this level here, the $3,764 level, then that's going to confirm our price target down here. And I am seeing a few other things too here. There could be a death cross about to form here on the stochastic, which would confirm this another move down also. So we're going to keep an eye out for that. But I expect to get the carrot here around this level. This is the $3,196 level, and I'm expecting that to happen around October 2023. And if you guys are new to the channel here, just a heads up, I have all the Ichimoku time cycles drawn on here. The green vertical lines are the 26 period Ichimoku time cycles, and the blue vertical lines are the 9 period. And what these do are these lines help us figure out where possible pivot points or reversal points in the market can happen. And in the Ichimoku system, this is called the Henkapi. But I have an introduction to Ichimoku series that you guys can check out if you'd like to learn more. But I'm going to continue on. And I would just like to touch on some fundamental news. The headline of this story I found was Burger King to close 400 stores in Reclaim the Flame turnaround strategy. During an earnings call earlier this week, the CEO of Restaurant Brands International Inc., the parent company of Burger King, stated that he plans to close between 300 and 400 underperforming stores this year to streamline the fast food brand. This is a quote of him saying, "Historically, we've closed a couple of hundred units at Burger King US," CEO Joshua Kapsa said in a Q1 earnings call on Tuesday. "The expected closures this year appear to be well above average." In the first 3 months, several Burger King franchises have declared bankruptcy, including Illinois-based Tom's King, Michigan-based EYM King, and Utah-based Meridian Restaurants Unlimited. Gaboza said traffic was modestly negative this quarter, but noted an improvement in year-over-year traffic trends from Q4 to Q1. Burger King has shuttered a net total of 124 U.S. locations, or a 1.7% reduction, leaving just 7,000 U.S. restaurants at the end of the quarter. More closures are anticipated in the coming months. The brand's $400 million Reclaim the Flame bet to regain market share and wind down underperforming restaurants might be working, as it delivered comparable sales of 8.7% year over year for the quarter. Additionally, the brand strives to simplify its overly complex menus and operations, though raising costs on the iconic Whopper could be detrimental to future sales, as rival McDonald's recently found out that higher menu prices led to a pushback from consumers. Not everyone can afford a $9 burger, and while Burger King trims stores and becomes leaner, it must realize consumers have been battered with 24 months of negative real wage growth, Any price increases might jeopardize the turnaround plan, as some consumers have now traded down fast food restaurants for Dollar Tree dinners. Burger King also, on another note, did go woke, so let's see how this turnaround strategy pans out. And look at those hot, juicy buns right there. What a great marketing strategy. Okay, let's move on to the next market. So now this is the NASDAQ 100 index. And as you can see, last month's candle closed bullish, but the body is a bit smaller than the previous month in March. So I'm starting to see this as a signal that the buyers or the bulls are getting a bit exhausted, and that we could be seeing a reversal soon. And I'm predicting a reversal here at my Ichimoku time cycle, which is around July 2023, July 3rd. But we can see here the Kijun-sen is resisting the price overhead. We see the Chico span is almost below the candles. We have a death cross, and we have the Kumo cloud flat. So, these are all good signals that we could see further downside. But let's take a look at the weekly chart for a little more precision. Okay, guys, on the weekly chart, we have 2 out of the 3 Senyoko Kyoten signals, or the Ichimoku trend signals. But we need price to break out of this Kumo cloud in order to get the third signal. We did have a close above the resistance from this previous Kijun-sen here. And we have the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen are both facing up right now. So these are all bullish signals for me in the short term. We have a bullish twist on the Kumo here, but this cloud is much too small to take it serious yet, so we're going to need to see more steam forming up in this cloud. So I'm looking to get the carrot down here at this same level. This is the 9,609 level, and I'm expecting this to reach around January 29, 2024. So this is my target. If we see a break above this $13,720 level, then we're going to need to get back to the drawing board, on this price target. But I will be updating this each month, so we'll keep you guys posted. But right now, this is still my price target, and that's where I'm expecting to get the carrot here. So let's keep an eye for that. Okay, guys. So this is Bitcoin US dollar on the monthly chart, and you can see that we have an Ichimoku death cross. We have a bearish cloud twist here, and we have the Chico span now below the candles. So these are all very bearish signals in the Ichimoku system. And we also have a bearish inside bar here forming on the monthly. But we still have 24 days until that candle closes, so we're going to keep an eye on that. But let's, and we also have price reaching up to this $33,000 and $26 level, $33,026 level. And this is the overhead resistance here at the bottom of the Kumo cloud here. So let's take a look at the weekly and get some more detail. Okay, guys, so on the weekly chart, we have 2 out of the 3 Senyoko Kyoten signals. We have the gold cross, we have the Chico span above the candles, and the third one we would need is for price to break the Kumo. So we would need a close above this $33,026 level to negate this idea, and we would have to come up with a new plan after that. But until then, I'm seeing that price is starting to meet the resistance here, and I'm still expecting a reversal back down. We had some previous doji candles here on the weekly, and we have the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen are still flat, and we have a death cross just about to form on the stochastic. So I am expecting further downside, and actually, in my opinion, guys, I think that we're very close to having seen the top of the crypto market this year. Maybe a lot of people don't agree with that, but I still think there's further downside. And on my Ichimoku time cycles, I'm starting to see a possible reversal point coming. This could either be in May on the 15th, or this could be in July on the 17th. So these are my reversal times. that I'm expecting the price to head back down. But I'm going to keep updating that each month as we go. But I expect to get the carat right back down here at the $14,895 level, and I'm expecting price to reach this point around July 10th, 2023. And so I'm going to keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, like I said, if we do get a bullish N wave close up above this $33,000 level, we're going to need to reconsider this idea. But until then, I think the plan is going accordingly right now, and I'm expecting to get resisted here at this level and then come back down. So yep, I would take a look here at the $14,895 level. I think that's where we're heading next, so let's keep an eye on that, guys. This is Ethereum US dollar on the monthly chart, and so we have a Ichimoku death cross, we have a bearish Kumo cloud twist, and we have the Chico span now about to come below the candles. And we have a bullish inside bar here on the monthly forming, but you know, we still have 24 days until close, so we're going to keep an eye on that. And we have price now reaching the overhead resistance here at the $2,228 level. This chart is, this is a very similar chart to the one we just looked at on Bitcoin. So let's take a look at the weekly. Let's get more detail. We have 2 out of the 3 Senyoko Kyoten signals. So we have the gold cross. We've got the Chico span above the candles, and the third one we would need is the Kumo breakout. But we are starting to hit the overhead resistance here at this $2,228 level, which is the light blue line here. And this is just the top of the Kumo cloud here also. So I'm expecting price to continue to my Ichimoku time cycle here, which is the green vertical line. And I'm expecting price to reverse off that line around July 10th and then continue back further down. And we also have we have a small bullish candle here on the weekly forming, but we have the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen here flat, which just kind of shows that the market is neutral right now in the short term. And we do also have, I think, the possibility here of a stochastic death cross forming soon, which would help confirm this move down. So I'm going to keep an eye out for that. But I'm expecting to get the carat right down here at this $135 level, and I'm expecting that around July 2024. This is a pretty similar chart to Bitcoin right now, slightly different, but yeah, like I said before, if we break above this overhead resistance, we're going to have to come back to the drawing board. But until then, everything has been going. Okay, guys, now we're going to move on to the US dollar index, and this is the US dollar index on the monthly chart. We can see here on the monthly chart that the last month we had a bearish candle close here, just below the Kijun Sen, and we have a stochastic death cross here on the monthly. Now let's take a look on the weekly. And let's get this adjusted for you guys. Okay. Now guys, on the weekly chart here, you can see that we had an Ichimoku death cross. We have the Chico span here below the candles, and we have the price below the Kumo cloud, and price below the Tenkan Sen, which are all very bearish indicators here. We have a bearish Kumo cloud twist, and we have the Kijun Sen, and we have Senko span B facing down, which are all very bearish indicators here. Yeah, so I'm looking for a break below this this light blue line here. This is the $100.33, and I'm going to show you guys that on the daily chart. Now, I'm expecting this to be a N wave down, so I'm going to keep an eye on that, but we're going to need a break below this $100.33 level to confirm the bearish move down. And I'm looking to target this area here and get the carat. This is the $94.74 level, and I'm expecting this to hit this this target around June 2023. So I'm gonna keep you guys posted on that. But I do see further downside here for the dollar index if we can break below this support level here. So let's keep an eye on that. But I'm looking here at this area here, $94.74, June 2023. Okay guys, now we're gonna look at WTI crude oil, or USOIL, on the monthly chart here. And what I'm seeing so far on the monthly chart is some very long wicks here getting supported on this major trend line here. We only have one of the three Senyoku Kyoten signals in the bearish direction, so I do think that this is just a retracement here and that we're going to see further upside in the oil markets. I believe this Chico span, once it touches the candles, is going to start tracing back upwards. And I'm looking for a close above this level here on the light blue line, and that's the $97 level to confirm the bullish momentum. Now, if we get a close below this $63 level, then we're going to have to get back to the drawing board on this one, because that's going to invalidate this idea for now. But let's take a look at the weekly chart to get more detail. Okay guys, now you can see that we have this nicely adjusted, but you can see what I was talking about here. This is that very long wick that's forming here on the weekly chart. And so we recently had a price gap up. We have these long wicks here getting supported by this trend line. And now we need to look for the three Senyoku Kyoten signals. So we're gonna need a gold cross. We're going to need the Chico span above the candles, and we're going to need a break of the Kumo, which would be around this $97 level that I was talking about previously. But until then, this market is ranging, and so we're going to need a little bit more information to confirm direction. So $97 and $63 are going to be the important levels to watch. And just a little bit of fundamental news. Okay guys, and just in fundamental news, this is an article from Zero Hedge. The headline was, "The Bumpy Road Ahead for the World Economy." In the post-World War II era, the US has been known for its hegemony, in other words, its leadership role in the world economy. According to one definition, hegemony is the political, economic, and military predominance of one state over other states. I believe that the US is not far from losing its hegemony. The conflict over future hegemony could lead to a major war. Hegemony is surprisingly closely tied to leadership in energy consumption. A country with a high share of the world's energy consumption doesn't have to depend on imported goods and services from around the world. It can manufacture weapons of war if it chooses in as large quantities as it chooses, without waiting for outside suppliers. One part of today's problem is the fact that the world's fossil fuel supply, particularly oil, is becoming depleted. Extraction is not rising sufficiently to keep up with the population growth. In fact, total fossil fuel extraction may begin to fall in the near future in some sense. The fossil fuel supply is no longer adequate to go around. To relieve the stress of inadequate supply, some inefficient users of energy need to have their fossil fuel consumption greatly reduced. My analysis suggests that the US and some of its affiliates tend to be inefficient users of fossil fuels. These countries are at great risk of having their consumption cut back. The result could be war, even nuclear war, as the US loses its hegemony. After such a war, the US could mostly be cut off from trade with Asian nations. In this post, I will elaborate further on these ideas. And these are just 8 of the author's major ideas, but I thought they were, these were all relevant to the oil market. So let's crack into them. Number 1, hegemony is closely related to energy consumption because energy is what allows an economy to manufacture goods of all kinds, including armaments needed for war. The energy consumption of the US as a percentage of the world has been falling since 1970. And I'm going to put up a graph for you guys to look at as I talk about these different talking points here. Number 2, affiliates consumed over 35% of the world's energy supply in 1965 to 1973 period, but this has fallen in recent years. Number 3, the energy consumption of US plus affiliates as compared to the energy consumption of the rest of the world has shifted remarkably since 1965. The consumption of the rest of the world has been soaring, while that of the US plus affiliates has shrunk. Number 4, US data shows that its energy consumption was rising rapidly in the 1949 to 1973 period. Such rapid growth in energy consumption would make other countries envious. It would tend to expand America's hegemony. Number 5, US hegemony faced a major challenge in 1970 when US oil production hit a peak and started to fall. Number 6, the world economy is now headed for a bottleneck. The world economy is similar to a Ponzi scheme, with growth in the output of goods and services necessary to fund financial promises of many kinds. There are limits to the amount of fossil fuels available at affordable prices, and the world is hitting those limits now. Number 7, the US has been having increasing difficulty in its hegemony role. Some countries have come to believe that the US is now acting unfairly. Number 8, the path ahead looks very bumpy. The US is likely to be kicked out of its role as global hegemon. Rival countries may choose to attack the US with nuclear weapons, or the US may lash out with nuclear weapons as it sees its hegemony fail. Guys, this is pretty stark news, but I think it's relevant to the energy markets and to the overall price of oil in general. I pray that nuclear war is not in our future. But I thought that this would be an interesting article for you guys to read and see the data that backs up the author's talking points here, which I'm going to show you as well. But I also put a link down below in the description if you'd like to read this article yourself. But I think all these talking points point to future increases from a fundamental standpoint in energy prices. So that's something to take note of. And on that point, I'm going to give you my price target here. I'm expecting the price of crude oil to reach the $150 per barrel level, and I'm expecting that to happen around September 2024. So I'm expecting price to kind of keep following and getting supported on this major trend line up. And with all the fundamental news that we've just spoken of, I think that all signs are leading up for oil. So I'm definitely bullish on oil. So we'll keep an eye on that. And like I said, if we get a break below this $63 level, we're going to need to reevaluate our target prices. So I'm going to keep you guys posted on that. But let's get moving to the next market. Okay guys, now it's time to move into the precious metal markets, and now we're going to look at gold US dollar on the monthly chart. And so guys, as you can see, we had the Ichimoku death cross here, we had the Chico span above the candles, and we had last month's candle was a trend line breakout here. We've got the Kumo cloud pointing up here on Senko span A, and we have a stochastic gold cross forming. But one thing I want to take note of here is that on this monthly chart, I'm going to just hide this real quick, we have a huge wick here forming on the monthly chart. Now we still have 24 days until this closes, so we're going to keep our eyes on that. But what I'm seeing is that we're hitting a lot of resistance here at this level, and this is the $2,070 level. So that's an important key level to look at. Now, if we can close above that level, then you're going to see some serious upside in the precious metal, in the gold market. But let's take a look at the weekly and just let's slow our roll here, because we are meeting huge resistance here. You can even see here on the weekly chart this wick also. But on the weekly chart, we do have 3 out of the 3 Sanyoku Kyoten signals, or the Ichimoku trend signals, in the bullish direction. So we have the gold cross, we have Chico span above the candles, and we have price has broken out of the Kumo cloud here. And we have a new bullish Kumo cloud forming here, which this cloud is getting bigger, but it's still too small. So we're going to need to see more upside. We're going to need at least another N wave close above this $2,070 level to get more steam in this bullish Kumo. So that's why I think that we're going to meet resistance here. meet resistance here. You can see that we're about to have a stochastic death cross here. We recently had this double top here, and we have we have the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen pointing up. So in the short term to medium term, gold is bullish, but I'm expecting to get rejected here at this $2,070 level, and I'm expecting the reversal to happen. And yeah, so I'm targeting this level here. Let's get that carrot in there. So I'm expecting gold to go back down to $1,575 level, and I'm expecting this to hit around May 2024. So that's my price target right now. But like I said, if we get an N wave close above this $2,070 level, we're gonna have to reevaluate. And now I just want to touch on some fundamental news. This was another article from Zero Hedge. The headline was, Texas committee passes bill to create 100% reserve gold and silver-backed transactional currencies. On May 2nd, a Texas House committee passed a bill to create 100% reserve gold and silver-backed transactional currencies. Enactment of this legislation would create an option for people to conduct business in sound money, set the stage to undermine the Federal Reserve's monopoly on money, and possibly create a viable alternative to a central bank digital currency. Republican Mark DeRazio introduced HB 4903, that's the name of the legislature, on March 10th, and it has since garnered a bipartisan coalition of 42 co-sponsors. The legislation would require the state comptroller to establish and provide for the issuance of gold and silver specie, and also establish digital currencies that are 100% backed by gold and silver, and 100% redeemable in cash, gold, or silver. Physical gold and silver backing the digital currency would be stored in a pooled account at the Texas State Bullion Depository. Guys, that's huge. I think that's, in my opinion, digital currency backed by gold and silver is the way of the future. Some people are Bitcoin maximalists, and they turn their nose up at gold, but I think that gold and precious metals and Bitcoin need to coexist together, and I think that they're actually I think they're like on the same team. But anyways, yeah, this is huge, and this is, I think, a step in the right direction for Texas. So, and I think you're going to see a lot of other states head in this direction as our money becomes more inflated. We're going to need to come up with a solution, and if you look historically, the solution has always been to return to sound money, and we just repeat the process over and over and over. And this is what has happened for centuries. And I actually have a video on a book called The Lessons of History, which you guys should check out, because it goes over these market cycles in good detail. So check that out. I'll put a link in the description to that as well. Okay guys, now we're going to look at silver US dollar on the monthly chart. So as you can see, we had a Ichimoku death cross here. We have the Chico span below and tracing the candles here. We had a recent double top, and we're going to need the price of silver to close above $30 in order to invalidate this idea. So we're going to keep our eye on that, but let's move to the weekly to get a little more detail. Okay guys, so on the weekly chart here, we have 3 out of the 3 bullish Sanyoko Kyoten signals. So we had the gold cross, Chico span above the candles, and we have a break of the Kumo cloud on this N wave up. But this bullish Kumo here is just still too small. This is a similar chart set up to gold. This is too small to confirm anything yet, to confirm a new trend. So we're going to need a bullish N wave close above this $30 level, which I just don't see happening right now. I think there's too much resistance, and there's too many central banks trying to smash down the price of precious metals at the moment. But we're going to get there. So it appears the market is still ranging, but we do have another bullish candle forming here. So I do think there is a little bit more upside in the short term. But I'm expecting a reversal in May. and this is my next reversal point here on May 15th. And this is based off of my 9-period Ichimoku time cycles. So I'm expecting a reversal to happen and then price action to continue back down, bouncing off the top of this trend line and then reaching back down to this lower trend line here. And my target for silver US dollar is right around here, the $15.64 level. And I'm expecting that to happen around April 2024. So keep your eyes open for that. But overall, I think silver is a great investment. It's got a lot of potential upside. There's a huge cup and handle forming on the monthly chart. So it looks like it's getting ready to break out, but I still think there's just a tad bit more downside until we build up enough pressure to blow out of this, past this $30 level. So yeah, keep an eye on that. That's April 2024, $15.64. Okay guys, this is platinum US dollar on the monthly chart. And you can see that on the monthly chart, we broke through the top of this major trend line here. But now we are reversing very sharply with an inside bar forming here on the monthly chart. We do have price above the Kijun Sen. And we have the Chico span tracing the candles, which I'm expecting this to trace back downwards in this direction. And we have the Kumo cloud flat, which means that we have a neutral ranging market right now. Now let's move to the weekly for more detail. Okay, zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay, now guys, on the weekly chart, we have 3 out of the 3 Senyoko Kyoten signals. Gold cross, Chico span above the candles, we have a break of the Kumo cloud. We have a bullish Kumo cloud forming, still too small to take this one serious. We need more steam. So we're gonna need a close and an end wave above this 1,177 overhead resistance level in order to negate this idea. But right now, everything, in my opinion, is going to plan. I believe we're going to have a reversal here from the Ichimoku 9-period time cycle line, and this is going to happen on May 29th. And I'm expecting a bounce off of this 1.272 Fibonacci level here, which is the $1,146 level. I'm expecting the bounce from there and then price action to head back down to these trend lines down low here. So that's my strategy right now. And let's get the carrot in there. The carrot, I'm expecting the price of platinum to hit around the $906 level, and I'm expecting that around November 2023. So that's just another little touch on this trend line here, and that's the $906 level. So yeah, guys, keep your eyes open for that. But like silver and like gold, these precious metal markets are building up a lot of steam. I think there's going to be a lot of upside in the future. But these are the levels I'm looking at to perhaps take a trade and get long after this point. So I'll keep updating this chart, but guys, thanks for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed this content. What are your views on the markets? If you have any ideas, if you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. I would be, happy just to discuss with anyone. I love looking at the charts and I love talking about this stuff. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to write me. Until the next time, peace.